Thanks, Jack. Hi, everybody. My name is Joel Griffin. I'm with HDR, and I'm here with Sean McDonald from DLA. I'm here to cover the builder application that we've created that's incorporating the USACE Serial SMS Builder. And if any of you are not familiar with it, it's a system that was created and is managed by U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to help planners throughout DoD manage their assets in an efficient way, taking into account the condition index score and bringing all of the different components and section details for all the different systems within their site into one place for them to be able to manage. And to talk on this a little bit more, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Sean McDonald.
Thanks, Joel. Yes, the SMS Builder system is a static website that utilizes historical inspections of facilities, equipment to project possible replacement or repairs going into the future. As such, DLA has incorporated this data into our planning exercises for SRM funding over the past couple of years and realized that the system is great in and of itself for a user that is involved in maintaining the data on a regular basis. But from the standpoint of a in the field perspective, technicians do not interact with the system, do not utilize the data, and it quite honestly is a wall of numbers and data to them. So when we partnered with HDR to facilitate a solution, we thought that utilizing the builder data along with EBS, Enterprise Business System data, we could create a graphical interface that would make them far more efficient.
Yes, and to show you what that looks like here, we have a screenshot here of the DLA Builder app. And this is integrating that builder data using an ETL process where we extract out directly from the API and bring it into this graphical interface like Sean was talking about to give planners and anybody involved in asset management the ability to see these different systems thematically on the map and be able to select those different themes and see, is the HVA system within these certain buildings deficient? Are the roofing in certain other buildings deficient? So this gives the planners and everyone else that are trying to manage these assets on site the ability to see, well, maybe there's a pattern of these certain buildings that are not up to code as far as what we need to run the systems efficiently. And so now we're able to pinpoint those systems and identify them. So when we have a contractor go out there and do a fix or maybe a replace on certain systems, they can all do it in one shot, helping the efficiencies of that kind of effort. And to go into that a little bit more, pass back over to Sean.
Yes, Joel. This condition index history is a very powerful tool that allows us to project farther into the future our SRM budget to ensure that we are gathering projects together either by system or by facility in a far more effective manner than we have been able to do in the past. It projects out a replacement cost that is reasonable for rough order magnitude estimates for contracting purposes, as well as providing for further engineering and design work. Back to you, Joel.
Thanks, Sean. And this is a macro look at the installation, so you can see everything, all the different systems from HVAC, plumbing, conveying, roofing, everything that a planner would need to go through and see it on a map and see it thematically. And I'll go through a demo here in a minute, but this gives the installation a much better picture of where things are happening. So if they do want to plan these SRM activities, they can do it all within the few buildings that are maybe deficient in certain areas. Now let's go into some demos to show you what these applications look like live. First, we'll go into the DLA Builder application. And what we see here on screen is the entire installation, the fully interactive map. And I can also click on these different themes to see the different systems and get a count very quickly of which buildings are deficient in certain areas. So for fire protection, it looks like the area here to the north is running a little bit in the red. Those actually have been taken out of service just recently, so everything's in line with the planning efforts. Electrical systems, again, you see some of the areas that are deficient. HVAC, and then when you want to go into more details, you can actually open up the individual building and go into the different systems and go into the component level. So you'll see here at the component level, you can see the domestic water distribution. You can see the backflow preventers. You can get an idea for the entire component, what it'd be like to replace that. And it's coming straight from Builder. And also, if you want to go in directly into the backflow itself, you can get the detailed information of when it was installed, the remaining service life, and last inspections, and manufacturer, make and model, serial number, things like that, all in one place. And seeing this visually is a big help as compared to using the Builder site itself. Sometimes it can be slow, even pulling up these different category trees. Being able to use the ETL process and bring it to this application is make it a lot more efficient for Sean and his team to go in there and find these items. Sean, you want to add anything here?
Yes, like Joel was saying, it's a force multiplier from the standpoint that our facility and equipment maintenance staff doesn't have to flip through a three-ring binder of pages of table data, or they don't have to visit a static website that has multiple options of viewing that does not provide them right then and there information. This interface is far more intuitive, combining the graphical interface of the individual facilities against the tracking and identification methodology that we utilize on the site to track and report on our various equipment systems. As Joel is showing here, this is the Eastern Distribution Center, or EDC, the largest warehouse facility in all of DoD, and the equipment number in this building alone is far in excess of 7,000 items, as we'll show later.
And to get a little bit more in detail about what these actual pieces of equipment are, we have another application which is called the Equipment Dashboard. And I'm going to go to that now. What this does is brings in all the different sections and components from Builder and shows them exactly where they're placed within buildings. So this is much more practical for installation management to go out there and be able to tag a faulty HVAC unit and assign it to a worker, and then be able to go out there and doing a inspection or a maintenance fix directly on the asset itself. And this data can be extracted back into Builder and EBS, the systems of record. And we're using ArcGIS Enterprise and Collector in this case, and we plan on expanding it by using Workforce Survey 123 in the future. And to go into this a little bit more, I'll pass it over to Sean.
Yes, like Joel said, we see this tool totally as a enrichment opportunity to both systems of record to increase the ease of use for our end users, and projecting it again into the future. We see it as a valuable tool to lead us towards a service order creation application that allows for greater usage of labor hours, not searching for the problem areas, but yet allowing or empowering our building users and supervisors to correctly identify pieces of equipment and parts of the facility that require attention from our facilities and equipment maintenance staff. It increases our response time, and also allows us to update data at a much quicker click than we have been able to at this time. And as Joel said, it gives us an environment where both systems of record, EBS and Builder, can coexist and create an opportunity for us to make sure that systems are up to date and current.
Yep, thanks, Sean. Let's go right into that. So taking a look at one of these buildings, we're now in the equipment dashboard, and to give you greater detail on seeing those systems, we have the ability now to go in here and find the different systems, being able to select them out, filter them out directly in the map, get an accurate count of how many we have in that building. We can also get a count of how many are on the roof, how many are on the ground. Then you also get the ability to see a picture of the nameplate of that unit itself, or also be able to go and pull just a picture of where it is in the greater scheme of the building in the room. So when people go out there to try to find it, they'll have an idea what it looks like against the different backgrounds and things like that. So you have things like this you can see here, and then when you click on any of these items in the detail list, that item now comes up, it flashes on screen, and you can search by anything. We're doing this actually live now. There's a live survey going on as we speak, and we're able to track all the different equipment pieces that are being captured in the field, and being able to find them, QC them, and select them. And we're planning on using the same technology, converting it over into a workforce application alongside of this. So we're able to send out work order items to the crews and have them being able to respond quickly to anything they need.
We are going to be following on the back end of this effort with a labeling effort to apply a barcode system to these pieces of equipment to further verify that our staff is working on the identified piece of equipment, and also to facilitate the reporting back to the various systems of record and make sure that our audit train is 100% accurate.
We'll talk a little bit about where we're going. We've been taking scans of some of the warehouses there at Susquehanna, and what we plan on doing is adding the building footprint, the floor plans, with the 3D models, so you get the element of where there are different types of rooms in different places, and then now also adding these individual asset points, these equipment points for where everything is located. So not only will you see it in the 2D space where these items are, but also you'll see it in a 3D space. In a warehouse like this, the air handling units, some of the electric panels, the transformers are in different places on the Z-plane. So you'll see with the 3D environment, you're able to pinpoint where those assets are located. It gives also the perspective of the maintenance worker that's going out there to fix these things, what they're going to see when they go out there. So they can do a test run, they can use this on tablets as well. And we're exploring being able to use AR, IoT, and maybe even some network analysis where we can trace from a specific electric panel out to the transformer, out to the switch, and ultimately up to the substation, be able to identify which disconnect switches we need to shut off during an event, or maybe even a protected fuse, things like that.
With running our installation, one of our most common occurrences is the need for electrical disruptions to complete construction projects, to do on-site troubleshooting, to respond to utility system failures. And with all of these, the capability to do an augmented reality further empowers our staff to be accurate in the work that they're doing. We have investigated also incorporating the Internet of Things that Joel spoke about into our buildings, and incorporating not only the static environment of our warehouses and office facilities, but also inputting data from enterprise business systems warehouse management system, which locates and reports the inventory of our material that is stored in these facilities, as well as tracks the equipment, that being the mobile MHE, forklifts, and fork trucks across the warehouse to further our ability to analyze the efficiency and effectiveness of our warehouses.
And just to finish off, to take it into the next level, we have the building floor plans that we've scanned, and also the equipment points that we put here into a 3D viewer, that we're now able to see all the different points and the different rooms in 3D to give you a perspective of what it really looks like in the building. And we plan on expanding that, being able to do some AR applications where you're able to take an iPad or any other mobile device, take it into the room and be able to find these items, however high up they are on the wall. We're going to do a back-end Z-value of where these things are located, height-wise, to be able to see that. And then potentially be able to trace all these different items as they go out through the buildings and throughout the rest of the installation.
This capability furthers our forward-looking posture at DLA to improve not only our ability to store material effectively and efficiently for the American warfighter, but also to work with our staff to improve performance metrics, to track our ability to respond to slow order as well as hot orders, to record and improve our performance metrics, as well as to provide life, health, safety improvements across our facilities.
We really see this, really the first few years of our partnership with Esri and DLA and HDR all coming together. This has really been almost a data gathering portion until now, getting all this data together. We have utility data for the entire site as well. And so now bringing all of these different systems of record together and now creating these systems of engagement and insight, these applications that can give decision makers the ability to see everything on the site that they couldn't see before, and be able to make informed decisions off of those different applications, and being able to use that going forward. We see this as a great big benefit to everybody at DLA, and we appreciate the chance to share this with you guys today. Back to you, Jack. Thank you.